me, Rachel, and we are back with Tender Loving Care. Let's start off this. Without further ado, let's just get into it. Yeah, episode 3. Oh, I already read that. Okay. Resume. Okay. We're in Catherine's room. Interesting. Let's look at her computer. Okay, so I think I figured out why her, folder is always full of weird sexual stuff, because remember, in the very beginning, she, was talking to some, publisher about, writing a book full of all the kind of weird sort of, case studies she's had with Dr. Turner. Anyway, yeah, she's, compiling a book of case notes about weird sexual cases. I don't know. Condoms. A 35-year-old white female came to the clinic to be treated for depression. She was obsessed with collecting used condoms. That sounds really dangerous. Her fetish was extremely arousing, but it also disgusted her. She realized that what she was doing was not normal, and this made her morose. She worked as an insurance underwriter at a big agency in Portland. She was a very neat, well-dressed woman. I instantly noticed her beautiful, well-manicured fingers. Ooh. For several years, she had been gathering the spent prophylactics from areas of prostitution. She never saved condoms from her own sexual encounters, though. She kept the strangers' condoms in cigar boxes that had belonged to her grandfather. There's a lot going on there. I don't even know what to make of that. Wait, I don't even know. Let's read her diary. I slept better than I expected and woke feeling my calmer, more poised self. What a day yesterday was! The chemistry with Michael, and then Allison looking so much like Colette. I'm still not over it, but I know now I'm more intrigued than shocked. Colette just never understood. For me to be intimate with someone didn't mean that I had to be monogamous. And sleeping with her didn't mean that I had to give up men. Boy howdy! Catherine's a gosh darn bisexual, and Colette was a former lover of hers. Her leaving hurt me, though. I enjoyed her as much as anyone. I never wanted to lose her. I always wanted to be friends. I told Allison that watching a nurse take care of my mother after she'd suffered a stroke inspired me to become a nurse myself. Of course, the story isn't true. Ooh! But, as in the past, it helped establish a bond. The truth is that I became a nurse for no particular reason at all that I can think of, and I got into psychiatry simply because there was a job opening. But that's when it all changed. I turned out to be good at it. Very good. And now that I'm a licensed therapist, the doors are really beginning to open. God, I was sick of following orders from those idiot doctors. The only difference between them and me was that they could afford to med school. They could afford to go to med school, or they had some sweet, dedicated, naive woman just like me who put them through like I did for my ex. What does that mean? The only difference between them and me was that they could afford to go to med school, or they had some sweet, dedicated, naive woman just like me who put them through like I did for my ex. So she put her ex through med school? And every one of them felt threatened because I was smarter than they were. Except Turner. Okay, so Catherine lied about the thing with her mom being the reason why she wanted to become a nurse. It's kind of weird, but whatever.
I love to watch Allison knit. She sits so still like a statue, but her hands are moving incredibly fast. It's like she's in a trance, like she's possessed by the ghost of the State Fair knitting champion.
What?
I'm walking out in the garden and the wisteria's blooming and the air smells of honey. Whoa! Hello? Did I break this thing? A big fat bumblebee just flew into my head and I dropped the recorder. Well,
Oh my gosh.
I'm okay now. The recorder appears to still be working. I'm standing by an old barn watching some little birds build a nest. They're so busy. Can you hear them chirping?
Yes, I can.
One of them has some golden stuff in his beak that he's weaving into the nest. It looks like hair.
Huh?
Now he's flying up to the house. He's going to the window of my bedroom. Oh my gosh! He's taking the hair out of my brush that I left on the windowsill. Oh, how neat. They're using my hair to help build their home.
Well, that was weird. That's kind of not related to the story. I don't know. Let's look at our bedside table. Okay, let's look in the book of poetry. This time I'm going to click on the big words before. The paradox. Love with excessive heat, more young than old. Death kills with too much cold. We die but once, and who loved last did die. But who spoke it, who told it, did lie. Such life is like the light which shines, yet when that light of life has set, I cannot say I've loved, for who can say that he or she was killed yesterday? Let's see what weird kinky massage she has in this book now. Okay, it's the same book. Sacred Techniques of Tantra. This is the same thing. The yoni or... Oh, this is preparing for the yoni or lingam massage. Okay, preparing. Take a long, relaxing bath. You and your partner can do this together or separately. So do you have 2 bathtubs? Yeah. Scent the water with a pleasing essential oil. Unhurriedly create a quiet, intimate space. Light the space dimly with candles. Burn incense. Play soft music. Spread pillows about. Undress. At a leisurely pace, begin the process of bonding with your partner. Gently caress one another's skin. Kiss. Hug. Gaze into one another's eyes. Continue this until both you and your partner feel emotionally and spiritually connected. Okay. That sounds kind of boring, but whatever. Nothing to click on here? I guess not, huh? Alright. Let's go into the bathroom.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Catherine told me about
Allison.
you, and I was a little scared at first. I thought I'd be afraid when we first met, but she assured me that it'd be okay. And you know what? She was right. You know, I thought I'd hate having her here.
Yeah.
And now for the first time in months, I feel hopeful. I can't believe it.
Oh.
Michael tries hard, he really does, but he doesn't understand. I mean, he's Jody's father, and he's a very good father. But it's different being a mother. I think only a woman could really understand. Even Dr. Turner doesn't get it. But Catherine does. She really does.
Okay, well, I'm happy that she's feeling better. She seems a lot more lively and, like, alert than she was. I wonder if she stopped taking all those meds. Is the sexy book still there? Erotic art. Ooh. Hey, I think that we get to read more of the book. But as art has shifted to reflecting real life, so have the voyeurs. Gone are the cherubs and gods, and in their place are voyeurs who look more like ourselves. In Tintoretto's Toilet of Bathsheba, for example, two men, seemingly old and wise, peek around a garden wall at the young woman as she sits naked before her bathing mirror. Her beauty is classic, and alone she would be a simple study of the human form. But with two men watching, she becomes erotica. Her pose becomes suggestive, perhaps even inviting. We wonder what the two men can see, and put ourselves in their places. We wonder if she knows we are there, watching. That's interesting, because we're like the watchers of these people's lives and their weird ass story. We're the watchers of Catherine and Michael and Allison. In later paintings, such as Rawlinson's The Spyglass, there is no question. The lady lifts her leg and lies back, as open as her discarded magazine. The watching becomes the main force of the sketch itself. The men keep their distance, although she invites them closer. The target exposed. 6 voyeurs in a vase of erect, serpent-like objects. Take careful, steady, private aim. Okay, well, that was cool. Ooh. Do 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 do. Okay, those are her meds. Nothing has changed. Alright, let's go into the master bedroom where the TAT will be this time. But we're not going to take it yet. Nurse Nellie, are you there?
Hello, this is Dr. Turner. You have reached the Chrysalis Institute. If you would like to make an appointment, please call back during business hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you for your call, and remember, to become a butterfly, one must first be nurtured in a protective cocoon. Goodbye.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind, Doc. I miss Nurse Nellie. She was nice. Let's see what Allison's been writing in her diary. Catherine told me that I should stop taking so much medicine because she said that they made me too sleepy and that I needed to be wide awake because Jody needs me to be alert. Catherine in the house is like having a big sister over for a visit and not like a nurse at all. I had a funny dream. I was a little girl, the same as Jody. And when I woke up, I looked at my body and was amazed how grown up my body is. And then I looked at myself in the mirror, like I haven't seen myself since the accident, and was shocked at how old. And Jody said I look just like the same. And she said that I'm the prettiest mom in the whole world, and God, what a beautiful day. And I'm glad that Michael finally listened and got a professional like Catherine to come, because he thought that we could take care of Jody all on our own. And he's just like a man to not ask somebody for help. Like when we had a flat tire on a country road, and he refused to walk across the field to that farmhouse to use their phone, so we had a big fight, and Jody and I had to sit in the car and wait for an hour when he walked to the gas station. So I thought that Michael was the one who wanted to get professional help. So But she's saying that he didn't want it. I don't know. You can't trust anyone in this game.
Hi, Dr. Betty. I love your show. It's changing my life.
Thanks, Sally. How can I help?
Well, I've got
Is
a
that
little
Nurse
problem.
Nellie?
That's why people call in. Can you turn your radio off? We're getting feedback.
Oh, sorry.
That's better. Now,
I'll get right to the point. My husband and I are having problems problems in the bedroom.
Sexual problems.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see, Matt just doesn't know how to please me.
Have you talked about it?
Sure.
Have you
Yeah.
been to any kind of therapy for couples?
Yes, we went for 6 months. Nothing worked.
So your husband knows what you want, but he won't give it to you.
Precisely. He thinks I'm too
Oh my God.
kinky.
He has a problem with your bedroom fantasies.
Yeah, he's offered to do everything but that one thing, and it's driving me crazy.
And the one thing is?
I can't mention it on the air.
Oh, come on, Sally. It's the 90s.
That's what I tell Matt all the time.
Let me take a wild guess. Does your husband have a problem with oral sex?
Not at all.
So what's the problem, Sally?
He won't wear the rubber Nixon mask.
I'm sorry, Sally. What did you say?
He won't wear the Richard Milhouse Nixon mask. He thinks it's weird.
You want him to wear a Nixon mask when you make love.
Yeah.
And he thinks you're weird.
Yeah. Isn't that silly?
Sally,
Yes.
you need help.
It's the 90s. Oh, that was good. So I bet that this painting here
When you've concluded
is the TAT. So let's come back to that later. Alright, well, Nurse Nellie actually, has some problems. I'm decided to mix it up a bit. Let's go to the living room first. They didn't have anything for us to click in here last time. Yeah, there's nothing in here that I can click on. That's weird. Sorry that I'm like hiccuping. Huh.
the next TAT will be given
Shut up.
in the master bedroom.
I'm not stupid, Dr. Turner. I love that cow painting. Why do we keep clicking on this? Like, why is this Rogue Valley map always here? Is there something, like, important that... What's this? Ooh, it's, Oh. We already read this. Back in, the first episode. The Brazilian... Yeah, we read all this shit. Huh, that's weird. Let's go in the study, I guess. Also, if my voice sucks, it's because I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm persevering. I gotta be the #1 YouTube gaming sensation. Let's see what's on Michael's computer. And is this gonna ever have anything other than her resume? Eh. What? There we go. Journal. I don't know if I like the idea of Allison going off the drugs. It scares me. After the accident, the drugs were the only thing that kept Allison from having her fits. I need to call Turner and ask him what he thinks. Allison did perk up, though, when I mentioned Jody's breakfast. I guess that's a good thing. Mrs. Randolph crossed and uncrossed her legs for me. Oh, my God. She crossed and uncrossed her legs for him! For him! And he knew it was for him. I know she knew I was watching her. I just knew it. Turner must have told her that Allie and I haven't had sex since the accident. So why is she doing this to me? It isn't fair. Women just don't understand how doing something like that can drive a man crazy. A little while ago, I was showing Catherine where we keep all the cleaning stuff. She brushed up against me and her breast touched my arm. Oh my God. It was like getting a shock. God, I just realized Catherine reminds me of Susanna. Like, Why does everybody remind everybody of everybody in this game? Allison reminds Catherine of Colette, her ex-girlfriend or whatever, and Catherine reminds Michael of Susanna. Was Susanna the German girl? Yeah. Catherine's the German girl, and Mark is his best. Okay. At first, I didn't believe that she and Mark were having sex, but when he told me how it happened, I knew he wasn't lying. Yeah, Susanna was like the foreign exchange student from Germany, and Mark's his best friend. He had been watching TV in the basement. Susanna came down in her bathrobe. She said she was having trouble sleeping. She sat next to him on the couch. He glanced over and saw that her robe was slightly open. She was naked underneath. She knew he was looking at her, but that's what she wanted. She spread her legs a little wider to give him a better view. He started kissing her. Then he went down on her. She did the same for him. And then I imagined this scene hundreds of times. I like how it's like he imagined it hundreds of times, but he couldn't like figure out a better way to like express that. She was naked. She spread her legs. He started kissing her. He went down on her. And she did the same. God, I'm like quivering at how sensual that description was. Oh, Michael, you should just quit like your job doing whatever the hell you do and just write erotica and sell it on Amazon, Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, self-published. Be a self-published erotica author and like get an outlet for all this pent-up sexual frustration. I imagined the scene hundreds of times. I put myself in Mark's place. Susanna with her robe open to show her perfect breasts, her long hair on her naked shoulders, the smell of her, and the feel of her mouth and tongue. There you go, Michael, there you go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. We're getting into like some like fanfiction.net rated M territory. Back in the day, we called those fics lemons, lemon and lime. Remember those days? Got some like PTSD from that. Whatever. They started having sex all the time. Susanna was on the pill, so they didn't have to worry about getting her pregnant. He told me everything that they did. It drove me insane with desire. Catherine and Susanna, very few women have what they've got. That raw sexuality that pulls guys to them like moths to a flame. Unbuttoning her shirt in front of me, standing in the window, uncrossing and crossing her legs, brushing up against me. What is she thinking? I don't know. What is she thinking? What are you thinking, Michael? Let's see if we have any other really good books like Huggy and the Shame Boy. That was a classic. Huggy and the Shame Boy changed my life. Oh, it's just the same book, but maybe it's a different, Nah, we read all this shit. With the Shame Boy and the Lover Boy, and then John's, a cheating piece of shit. But it was really touching for the doctor. Alright, well, we've looked at everything. What is this, film thing you do? What is that? Oh, I got an idea. Ah, okay, so, like, it'll show you, it'll just take you straight to the living room, or it'll take you straight to the room without, like, the little, like, going over there to her. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool. That's good to know. And this takes you to, this thingy. Alright. Let's do the TAT. I don't know. I think that the cinematics of us wandering through the house really put you, like, you're really there. Like, we are wandering the Overton house and, like, witnessing the raw sexuality of it all. It's the 90s, people. Get with it. Alright.
When you've concluded, the man should be the head of the family.
Well, what kind of feminazi would I be if I answered true?
Around her neck, she is wearing a
key, a magic amulet, or a phallic symbol. I think, it doesn't look... That's a magic amulet.
pouting is a good way to get what you want.
I mean, in my experience, yeah.
You can tell by the expression on this little girl's face that she is...
You can't see shit. Sick, mentally ill, adventurous, and bright. Oh, are all these pictures of children? Okay, I don't know. Oh, there's creepy people in the background. I can't really tell anything from her face. She's not sick or adventurous, bright. Let's go with bright.
People who are cruel to animals should be severely punished.
True, but also let's take in this really good painting. Like, that cat's great, and so is that dog.
A cemetery is a good place to...
Have a picnic, get laid, smoke pot, talk to dead people. You know, all those are pretty good answers, I guess, but, talk to dead people.
If you fall in a well, what should you do?
Pray to Jesus, scream for help, float, tread water. Scream for help.
You can tell that...
This painting really creeps me out. You can tell that the woman beats her daughter, the woman loves her daughter, the little girl is spoiled. I can't tell anything. I can't really tell anything from this. I mean, they both look kind of like really like unpleasant and like I don't like looking at them. I can't tell anything.
Will the lion ever really lie down with the lamb?
Dude, check this painting out. Look at that lion's face. And like, look at this, like, what, fucking cheetah's face? This cow, oh my god, what is this? Will the lion ever really lie down with the lamb? Is that like some, like, Twilight shit? Like, was it like, I knew this girl had this shirt that said, and so the lion fell in love with the lamb. And I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's from Twilight. Never, hopefully, yes, I couldn't say. Ooh, ooh, here we go.
Good morning. Sorry I slept so late.
Yes, well, we have to get on a schedule, so it's best we start right away.
Okay.
You can go upstairs and get dressed, Mr. Overton. We'll call you when we're ready.
Ha ha! Cock blocked again!
Well, go on, Michael.
Get the fuck out, Michael.
All right.
Dude, they're so gay, I love it. I'm gonna fucking mow the lawn, express my masculine sexual frustration. I hate you too. You don't want me to get involved with anything. I'm gonna mow the lawn shirtless, in my jeans. Oh, hi Michael. It's me, the sexy nurse. Yeah, I don't wanna go over there. Why is he always glistening with sweat? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Ooh, he looks stern.
What's up?
Is stern.
Allison wants you to do that later.
Why? I'm almost
Ooh.
finished and it's supposed to rain.
He's so
It would
sexy.
be really helpful to me if you could do it later.
What possible difference could it make?
Jody's trying to take a nap and you're keeping her awake.
Oh! 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 Jody's dead. Jody's dead. We know that. I will be so surprised if Jody's alive.
What are you doing?
Shh, lower your voice. I told Allison I would give Jody a sponge bath. In the beginning, it's going to be very important for me and for you to follow through and do the things we say we're going to do. I need to win her complete confidence. You understand that, can't you?
Of course.
After you shower and change, I have a list of groceries I want you to get.
I'm not taking a shower until I finish cutting the lawn.
Maybe you prefer a sponge bath.
Ha! Oh, you get. Oh, Allison. I mean, Catherine. Do you know how fucked up you just made him? Do you know how he fucked up. He is gonna write about this in his journal. I know. He is gonna sit the fuck down and write about it in his journal. And he's gonna compare it to some sexual encounter he had in, like, college or middle school. And it's gonna involve Susanna and Mark. Oh man, he needs a blog. He needs a blog to get all this out. He's being so emasculated. Like, Allison says this. I say do that. Quit mowing the lawn. Go get the groceries when we said so. He's gonna get so upset. Chrysalis Institute. Okay, he's going over to see John Hurt, Dr. Turner. He's like, hey, Dr. Turner, this nurse sucks. I hate her. She makes me feel like not a big man. She makes me feel bad.
Hey, Mrs. Greenstreet. I know I don't have an appointment, but I really need to speak with Dr. Turner for just a minute.
He's with a patient.
Well, can I wait?
He's got a very tight schedule.
I'll just be a few minutes.
He's due at the state hospital immediately after this appointment, and he's running late.
It's important that I see him very briefly.
Is this an emergency? Is your wife with you?
No, I just came from...
Then perhaps I can schedule an appointment for you.
No, look, it is an emergency. I really need to talk to him.
Please have a seat. And when he's through with his session, I'll ask when he can see you.
Thank you.
Bossed around by another woman, Michael. Women these days, I know, right? What's John Hurt gonna say about this? Mrs. Greenstreet, I've had it with him. Who's she? Ooh, I like her outfit. He's gonna write about that in his journal for sure.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, you were not hiding that at all, Michael. Little beefy perv. Hi, John Hurt.
Mr. Overton insisted on seeing you. I told him you were fully booked, but he said it's an emergency.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Michael. Come on in. Sit down. What's wrong, Michael?
I'm sorry. It's really not an emergency. Just the only way I could get Mrs. Greenstreet to agree to let me stay.
Yes, she tries to keep me on schedule. So, what's up?
Well, the therapist has arrived.
I know. She called me.
Oh, she did? She never told me. She was critical of Allison's medication.
We did discuss it. But now that she's there, then I think we stand a good chance of getting Allison off some of the drugs.
Then you agree with her?
You don't?
I didn't think she was qualified to make those decisions. But I didn't want to appear critical of her either.
I understand. She is very experienced dealing with people in trauma. How does Allison feel about her?
Oh, much better than I expected.
Well, that's a good thing, then.
Well, I suppose.
I suppose.
You don't like her, is that it?
No, it's not that I don't like her.
Has there been some kind of problem?
Her methods seem unorthodox.
How so?
Sexy.
Well, she's very authoritarian, for one thing. She's virtually bossing me around in my own house.
Yes. Catherine is used to a lot of responsibility. She was a head nurse at a very young age. She is extremely intelligent, you know.
Although her name is Mrs. Randolph, I get the feeling she no longer has a husband.
Divorced quite recently.
Yeah. Guess she's better at solving other people's problems than her own.
What the hell?
The failure of a partnership should not be a condemnation of the people involved, Michael.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are just not meant to be.
Of course. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, why did you
Is there
say
anything
that?
else?
Yes, the most important point, actually. She seems to be humoring Allison too much.
Humoring her?
Yeah, I guess I expected her to be dealing in reality, but she just seems to be fostering the illusion. I mean, I just think she's going about it all wrong.
Well, she is very experienced at this sort of thing. You've been dealing with Allison's condition for what? 6 months now?
Yes, just over.
She has an enormous task, you know. And a major step would be for her to gain Allison's trust.
That's what she says.
Maybe you should listen to her.
She's not lying.
No, I'm sure she isn't. I guess you think it's dumb for me to be so worried.
Oh, of course not. But you must try not to feel so anxious. We're watching the situation very closely.
Right. Well, thanks for your time.
Hey, John Hurt.
Strange seeing yourself like that. I thought I handled it rather well, though, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
if I knew then what I know now,
Oh.
I might have altered my approach somewhat, but given the circumstances, I think my responses to Michael's concerns were, well, appropriate,
What do you know
to say
now?
the least. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
How do you feel in the company of highly intelligent people?
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn. I don't think I'm highly intelligent. Like, maybe stimulated. Yeah, stimulated.
What emotion does Allison feel most strongly toward Michael?
I feel that Allison feels love toward Michael.
When it comes to abortion,
Oh my god.
Michael was looking with a lustful eye at the young woman in Dr. Turner's office.
Of course he was.
The word which best describes Mrs. Greenstreet is...
Bossy, efficient, loyal, snooty, or dense. She was just trying to do her jab.
Catherine was wrong to make Michael stop mowing the lawn.
I don't know. Oh, hey! We're in Dr. Turner's office. Cool.
The next TAT will be given in my receptionist's office.
Oh, cool. Nice change of scenery. Da-da-da-dee-dee-doo. Oh, Psychiatric Research Reports, Volume 13, Number 5, published monthly by Psychiatrics Press. Post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and learned helplessness. Rehabilitation Strategies by Megan Johnson, MD, and Peter Weissel, MSW. I don't know what that means. Summary. Withdrawal, regression, and denial are prominent clinical features in patients who have not been able to efficiently process trauma. The scientific literature suggests antecedent factors such as marital conflict, unresolved family issues, lack of a strong supportive network of friends, and excessive reliance on prescriptive medication place some patients at a higher risk in resisting treatment. Sounds like this is related to Allison's case. Dissociative symptoms and flashbacks to the trauma are not effectively dealt with, and suicidal preoccupation with suicidal impulses are ever present in patients' consciousness. At the same time, the tendency to resist outside support and or intervention is wrong. Self-mutilating behaviors, such as cutting the skin with razor blades or puncturing the skin with sharp instruments, become a substitute when patients lack the mobilization of resources to kill themselves. It is one of the ways the patient tries to tolerate the lack of emotional control that occurs as traumatic memories unfold, until the patient can safely explore specific aspects of the trauma with the critical incident. Until a patient can safely explore specific aspects of the trauma with the critical incident psychotherapist. Okay. These patients remain a danger to themselves and others. When self-injury no longer has the desired effect, their actions may become lethal, i.e. self-destruction, or in some rare cases attacking others, including those in the helping professions with homicidal intent. Procedures in uncovering traumatic memory. While common techniques include mood monitoring, rapport building, and management of specific symptom expression of the patient, some uncommon therapeutic interventions have also proven effective. Although still experimental in nature, the use of expressive art, meditation, massage, and naturopathy including dietary modification, have decreased the patient's resistant attitude towards processing the intolerable anxiety associated with traumatic memory. One of the more extreme strategies of recreating the traumatic setting with actual props and persons present at the tragedy has had inconclusive results. Much like the implosive therapies and forms of shock therapies used for phobias, the experience for the patient is a sink or swim phenomenon. When the rehabilitation specialist has established strong rapport with the patient, an approach using gradual introduction and recreation of events leading up to the trauma may provide a fruitful beginning for the specialist. The therapist can have some gauge to how the patient is responding and coping to the pace of the staged theater the therapist is bringing to the patient. The therapist directs the play, often in collaboration with the patient, who in their vulnerable state may be drawn in to assist in making the illusion as real as possible. Many patients with traumatic memories already have residual rituals that they have been secretly playing out behind the backs of other survivors. It's up to the therapist to direct the flow of recreating the trauma. They may experience greater resistance by other survivors who have sought to bury all the residual emotional currents of the trauma with the dead. Okay, that sounds like kind of like what Catherine is doing with Allison, like going through different steps of healing from the trauma.
As his training progresses, the young psychiatrist learns the various techniques which will be at his disposal and how to use them. Among these are such physical methods as electric shock. Electric shock is used most frequently to relieve depression. Another form of physical treatment is the administration of insulin. Patients so sick they cannot even talk are frequently able to cooperate with the doctor after insulin injections. Properly used, such treatment has helped extreme cases of anxiety. In certain chronic illnesses, brain surgery may be indicated.
A lobotomy? Whoa! Betty Page! Hey, Betty. Sure hope YouTube doesn't get mad about this. Dr. Turner, what are you doing, you dirty old man? She's so cute. Hey, do me a solid if you're watching this and don't report it to YouTube. Because I don't know how to, like... God, this would be really annoying if I had to censor it. Whatever. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. What the fuck is this game? I don't think the insulin treatment of, like, basically injecting a patient with insulin to have them go into a coma and then bringing them out of it has been used for a really long time. Oh, but this is a really old game, so, like, I don't know. That's pretty... I used to be a psychology major for like 2 years. Oh, hey, Mrs. Greenstreet.
I don't know about you, but I think this situation isn't good. Not good at all. Could even be dangerous.
Oh.
Mrs. Overton really doesn't need her husband undermining her therapy.
I agree.
Poor woman. Not that I think Mrs. Randolph is the Florence Nightingale of psychiatric care.
Ooh, tell me
more.
But
she is a professional psychotherapist, and Dr. Turner is certainly enthusiastic. Perhaps a little too enthusiastic.
Ooh, Mrs. Greenstreet.
Well, it's my lunch hour, and it's wasting away. Keep an eye on him for me, will you?
I will.
And maybe you should watch out for our nurse-turned-therapist. She's a bit too clever for her own good, if you ask me.
Did I ask you, though? Did I? I like Mrs. Greenstreet. Yeah, that's the only thing that's really annoying. So, like, I know I've been pretty hard on Michael for this whole game. I do appreciate he's been in a really shitty situation. With, Allison and the crash, and most likely losing their daughter. And this is, been really tough on him. But he's also just kind of an asshole. Like a horny weirdo. Like a horny creep. And an asshole. And I just don't like him. And, like, it's so stupid of him to, like, barge into the psychiatrist's office and be like, I don't like your therapist. Like, I don't think what she's doing is right. You think that maybe she knows more than you do about this. But hey, what do I know? Maybe she's batshit crazy. We'll see. We'll see how these events unfold. What's in here? Justine Carter, intake interview. Brief history. This attractive 26-year-old, married parent of a 5-year-old girl, came in requesting a prescriptive medicine for depression. States she has periodically suffered from depression since... I'm so sorry, I burped just now. States she has periodically suffered from depression since adolescence. Describes a childhood with parents battering each other and the children... Wow. Battering each other and the children during alcoholic binges. Left home at 16 years of age to live with an aunt in San Francisco. Why did I say aunt like that? Aunt. Received a high school equivalency diploma, attended a community college, and completed a program in medical record keeping and computer technology. Also, why did he describe her as attractive? Dr. Turner, you dirty old man watching Betty Page videos in your office. Moved to Rogue Valley in 1994 with her husband, Brandon Carter. Has periodically at community hospitals and has worked periodically at community hospitals and numerous medical clinics in the valley. Married 7 years with one daughter, Caitlin. She's been married 7 years and she's 26, so she's been married since she was 19. Claims her life would be without meaning if anything happened to my baby. Describes many medical emergencies she has had with child since her birth, including chronic and severe ear infections, intestinal disorders of unknown origin, and breathing irregularity. States her husband does not provide emotional support in parenting her daughter. Current functioning. Ms. Carter's distress appears to be situationally induced by an obsessive concern with her daughter's health and safety, and by her husband's lack of attention and long working hours away from home. Became defensive when I suggested that an effective means for reducing stress, in addition to prescriptive medicine, was to make a greater effort to include her husband in parenting Caitlin. This in turn would give her a chance to get a life for herself. Suggested that her husband's periodic excessive use of alcohol created distrust, and his workaholic tendencies mitigated against him having much investment in his family decision-making and participation in dealing with daughter's many medical problems. Excuse me. Immediate treatment goals. Return appointment in 2 weeks. Recommended marriage counseling with clinical psychologist. Suggested that I would be willing to work with her around her daughter's illnesses. Further advised entrusting her daughter to a single pediatrician rather than a physician, hopping to hospitals and medical clinics throughout the valley. Oh, rather than physician hopping to hospital. Okay. A consistent medical plan to strengthen daughter's health appears to be lacking. Mother may need education about typical childhood illnesses and encouragement around her ability to care for her child in a non-crisis mode. Symptomatic patterns and diagnostic justification. Pattern of daily or almost daily depression for over 2 years. Poor appetite, fatigue, periods of hypersomnia and insomnia, difficulties in concentration, no manic episodes reported. Diagnosis, DSM-4, 300, Dismith disorder. That's a type of depression that's not really characterized by a major depressive episode, just sort of feeling kind of blah and empty a lot. I think that's what it is. Prescription, Zoloft, 30 days. I like how they didn't put the milligram. Like, they didn't put the dosage of Zoloft or anything, just Zoloft. 30 days. Case notes for Justine Carter. 3/29/95. No show. More. Okay, guys. My voice is kind of leaving me, so what I'm going to do is you can pause the video and read it with me, okay? And because I don't know how much more of this I can read because my voice has been kind of going. So, and I'll comment on anything that I think is important. Oh, this is a couple. Okay. So he threatened to leave if he didn't. She threatened to leave if he didn't get help. Courtship. Ooh, I like this. Her litany of complaints about his drinking, partying, and ongoing attempts at engaging others into what she describes as orgies, and what he calls normal sexual experimentation for couples who are more enlightened. Jesus. Mr. Oh, they're not married. Okay, couple are recent college graduates who have been living together for 2 years. Okay. Okay, so Miss Berg reluctantly agreed to participate in a 3-way sexual encounter with another woman. Afterwards, she asked William how he would feel about a 3-way with another man. Ooh, Miss Berg didn't resist when he suggested they get warmed up while waiting for him. They shared alcohol and cocaine. Okay, so he'd been hiding in the clothes closet and stormed out. He shoved the man out of the way and told him to leave the house, then peeled off his own pants, lustily mounted Miss Berg, and completed the act. Reflecting on the event later, Miss Berg reported she felt that he didn't respect her needs. Yeah, that was pretty fucked up of him to do. He's like, yeah, we should totally have a 3-way with 2 chicks, right? But when she starts to, do it, I don't know, it seems like they didn't have a lot of communication there. You know, maybe he didn't like that she got started without him. I don't know. Seek separate counselors to thoroughly analyze their motivation to stay together as a couple. Yeah, they should just break up. Also said that in spite of my reputation as an expert in sex therapy, they may do better with other therapists to help them better understand their decision-making around sexual matters and courtship. What the fuck? Also, are we in episode 4? Yeah, we're in episode 4. So I want to see his thoughts on me. Dr. Turner, what do you have to say about me? Is the kind of person who can draw energy from stimulating company. Believes in the rights of the individual to make decisions about their own bodies. Patient is easily bored with forced routine. Has trouble learning important lessons from past mistakes. Damn. Suggest that patient visit a chiropractor for spinal alignment. Okay. What's over here? Wait, this is the same thing. Yeah. What's in here? Oh shit, okay, Munchausen by proxy. This is super interesting. So, maybe you can read it yourself. Say, okay. Alright, I can't read all this because my throat hurts, but listen. Munchausen's is really cool. Mm-hmm. Look for borderline symptomatology in the mother who has turned to the excitement of being on center stage under the attentive eyes of physicians and other hospital staff while she plays out her psychopathology. Yeah, so regular Munchausen's is when someone fakes an illness to get attention. Like, I mean, they fake an illness and go to great lengths to fake it to get, like, the attention from other people and medical professionals. And Munchausen by proxy is when a parent, almost always the mother, I think, will fake an illness with the child so that she gets, like, she can kind of bask in the attention of, like, having the sick child and, like, talking to the doctors and getting that attention. And there's some really, really interesting, like, studies about it where they, like, it's a horrible because, like, they make their children sick and can possibly, like, kill them, like, because of this. And, yeah. Alright. Anything else we can click on? Let's click on TAT.
When you've concluded this test, is chaos a good or a bad thing?
It depends. Oh, is this new music? This sounds like waiting room music, so it makes sense that we're in a waiting room. It's a good thing and a bad thing. So I'm gonna go with this, no opinion.
Surrealistic art disturbs me.
It disturbs me, but in a good way, so I'm gonna go with false.
If I was stuck behind the lines in enemy territory, I would most want to have
a gun, a white flag, a map, and a cyanide capsule. A map, I like that one. A white flag. A gun, I guess.
The story of Adam and Eve is completely made up.
Yeah.
I have never been afraid of clowns.
False.
I enjoy gutting a fish.
I once was afraid of clowns. I'm not as afraid of clowns, but they're still kind of scary. But no, I don't want to enjoy it.
Getting old is
horrible.
The artist who painted this
is insane. Has a unique vision. Has some issues to deal with. Is a genius. Unique vision.
Van Gogh painted such startling works because he was insane.
No. Well, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, Michael.
Well, you look so excited. What's going on?
It's Jody.
What about Jody?
She's sitting up. She's sitting up in bed.
Really?
Yes. Catherine got her to do it. We were just talking about how she needed to try harder, and Catherine said she should be sitting up in bed. And she went right upstairs and got her to do it. Just like that. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And that's not all. You gotta do it. You just gotta do it.
Do what?
What?
She wants her own television for her room. She wants her own television.
Catherine wants her own television set.
Yes. No, Jody wants her own television. She's sitting up now, and she wants her own television set.
Oh.
Well, Michael, I would think that you'd be more excited and happy about this.
I am.
Yeah.
It's such a surprise.
Isn't it, though? It's because of Catherine. That woman can work miracles.
Your hair looks great. What'd you do to it?
Well, Catherine
Her hair does
did it.
look great. Ooh.
You will do it, won't you, Michael? You will get her own television set?
That's what she wants.
She does.
First, I gotta get the groceries in the house.
Let me help.
No, that's okay. I got it.
I'm not helpless, you know.
Your hair looks
I know.
great. Wow, Kath, I'm so happy for Allison, even though she's oh, Allison, I'm so happy for you, girl. Baby girl. Oh, you look so good.
Where's Catherine now?
She's upstairs doing her meditation. She does it faithfully for 1 hour every day. While she's doing it, she can't be disturbed.
Oh, is that right?
What an asshole.
Michael, whatever she's doing, it takes a great deal of concentration. She's going to teach me how to do it.
Oh, won't that be swell?
Michael, what's wrong with you?
Look at this stuff. We got organic vegetables, we got health cereals, look, carrot cake, with no, underlined, no artificial ingredients. And this stuff is expensive. If you ask me, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Soy milk, for Christ's sake.
Soy milk.
Michael.
It just pisses me off that I have to go out and get all this stuff.
Nothing is too great a sacrifice or an effort if it will help Jody.
Exactly, Michael.
You're right.
Ooh.
Michael. Could you go up to Jody's room and get her drawings and her notebooks and her report cards too?
What do you need those things for?
Well, Catherine wants them. She wants to know all about Jody so she can work with her better.
Crying out loud, Allison. I don't know where those things are.
They're in the bottom 2 drawers of her dresser. Could you please do it, Michael?
She's probably asleep. I don't want to wake her up.
Michael.
All right. All right.
Are we gonna go into Jody's room? What's happening? The thunderstorm has a really nice effect. Ooh, this is kind of spooky. Hey, this is the opera song from the beginning. Oh god, this is so weird. Oh, this is sad. He probably has a lot of like... He hasn't ever been into her room before. I mean, since we started the game, he didn't want to go in there to say goodnight to her. He probably has a lot of trauma about going into her room, which is really sad. Because, you know, they're really milking this scene. What? Oh, it's a TV. Oh, this is sad. This is fucked up. Oh! Flashback. Oh no, Jody. Oh god. Ugh. Oh no, Michael, this is... yeah. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, Jody's dead.
I've worked with patients in severe denial before, but never anyone who's suffered to the same extreme as Allison. And that's actually why I introduced Catherine into the process. Virtually her first case, once she became a licensed therapist, was with a young man in Portland who was undergoing similar trauma after the death of his mother. And Catherine's effect was remarkable. I was somewhat removed from the case and don't really know how she did it. But I saw Danny in his before and after conditions. And the results were astonishing. She's good. She's very good. I have dabbled in bizarre sexual acts.
I feel like that's such a slap in the face. Like from that cutscene and Michael having a full-on PTSD breakdown and the flashback to the dead kid and then Dr. Turner's somber monologue and how it's like, I have dabbled in bizarre sexual acts. only on weekends.
I am hostile toward people who lead alternative lifestyles.
False.
Catherine is manipulative.
Yeah, she is.
Sometimes, when I'm drunk, I get angry and break things.
Nope. I just get really, like... I either get really, like, emotional, like, I love you guys, or I, fall asleep.
Michael needs to be more aggressive with Catherine.
No.
Catherine isn't handling this situation very well.
No, she's handling it. No, she's...
Swearing offends me.
I feel like it would be, like, very cliche if I said something like, fuck no, but, like... I mean, I already said it, so, like, whatever.
Sometimes I drive too fast.
I don't drive. I haven't driven in several years. I do have my license, but I drive too slow because I'm scared. Okay, well that was an extremely intriguing and enlightening and all-around weird episode of Tender Loving Care. Let's see what Dr. Turner says about me. Probably comfortable around vulgar people. I mean, yeah. Does not behave violently when under the influence of alcohol. Patient wants to be a tolerant person. Patient has trouble getting things done when horny. It's not wrong, Dr. Turner. It's not wrong, but you shouldn't have said it. Suggest that patient explore martial arts training as a form of mental and physical discipline. Wow. Well, that's all for today, so thank you so much for joining me in this wonderful adventure. I'll see you next time, and until then, be good and be careful when you drive.